Sweet. We get to play again. You know, that's all you can ask for. Obviously, offensively, we didn't play the way we wanted to play, and kind of like our defense has played all year. They were incredible. Gave us opportunities, and at the end of the day, you got to score one more point than the other team, and we found a way to do that.
Do you feel less urgency on the offense? Do you feel less urgency as an offense because of the way your defense plays?
I think urgency is always important, and wanting to move the ball and be efficient and score points. I think when you have a defense like we do, I think it allows you to kind of not press, not try and do too much, not try and force things, because you're going to get another opportunity when they go out there. So, like I said, we still got to find ways to move the ball and be more efficient and put up more points to give them some more help. But they had our back today, and we were able to find a way to win.
Blake, did you ever think you could see a day where you had more rushing yards than passing yards?
No, it's usually not ideal for a quarterback, but it is what it is. I said earlier, I kind of felt like last week, I didn't run a whole lot. I don't think I ran at all. So, I kind of felt like we lost and got beat with how kind of, emptying all our bullets. So I wanted to make sure that whatever happened today, if we were going to get beat or if something bad was going to happen, it was going to be with us, going down swinging and using every option and thing we could. So, I think the win was a factor a little bit going one way. But I thought we did a good job up front, and they did a good job of getting back and getting underneath some routes, so it kind of allowed for me to run a little bit.
Moving forward, could you just talk a little bit about the AFC teams that are in your way, starting with Pittsburgh? I mean, obviously 10 points is not going to get it done against a team like that.
Right, yeah. You never know. I think going into the game, there's no secret recipe on how to win. There's no, there's no number that says you got to score this many points to beat them. Kind of like I said, you got to score one more than they score. Regardless of if it's 50 or if it's 3, you got to find a way to outscore them. And next week's a totally new challenge. So we'll get started on that tomorrow and figure out how we're going to do that.
Like the trust that was shown on that 4th and 1 play, do you think that kind of gave you some momentum?
Yeah, I think it put us in the lead. I think it definitely helped out. I think putting a drive like that together coming out, I think it was our second drive of the second half, and we were able to go 80 or whatever it was, and ended on 4th down with that. I think that was big. I think, obviously it gives our defense a breather, some time to sit over there and relax, and then gives them a lead. So, they play well with the lead, so anytime we're able to give them that, it's usually a positive thing.
Did the call surprise you at all?
No, I actually thought it was going to come in on 3rd down because we had talked about that being our first play down on the goal line. So we didn't get it, and I asked Nate why he didn't call it on the first time, and I guess Doug had already told him that he had 2 downs, so he was saving it for the 4th down if we didn't get in.
Is the regular short yardage 4th down play you guys practiced during the week?
Yeah, we put it in this week and worked it a couple times, and it was definitely up. If we got down there on the goal line, we were going to call it. And Ben did a good job of selling it. Everybody up front did a good job of selling it, and he made a good play in the back of the end zone.
When was the last time you probably ran for more than you did? High school?
Probably never, honestly. I don't think that's ever happened.
But what does that mean that you're able to find an alternate way to win games? In the playoffs when it's hard to win games at all?
Right. I kind of reference it to like a pitcher, and you go out and you something's not on, right? You don't have a fastball, you don't have a curveball. You got to find another pitch to be able to win and be successful and get guys out. And that's kind of the same thing playing quarterback. If whatever the situation is, if you're not able to, your number one option, use that and have that be successful. I think, I'm kind of fortunate to be able to run around and be able to do that stuff and have, kind of an option B, to kind of help this offense move the ball and put up points. So I just trying to do really whatever I can to help this team win, help this team score points.
Blake, the first time as a playoff quarterback, were the jitters there at the beginning, and when did you start feeling, like you can get into a rhythm?
It was kind of a weird day, and we talked about it a little bit as an offense. Never outside of that one drive we had, kind of weren't ever in a groove or in a zone or feeling it, So we got to find ways to start faster and, kind of make that consistent throughout the game. So there's a lot of stuff that we'll have to correct and get rolling. But I thought, that one drive was incredible. And then there were some things throughout the game that were good. We just got to find ways to make those more permanent.
And the field goal, the leading to the field goal is tied. Obviously, you used your leg to get them into the field goal range. I mean, is that just snap second, 49 seconds ago? I'm just got to do anything I can at that point?
You got good field position, and we were going into the win headed that way. So it was kind of like, let's peek at 1 or 2, and if it's not there, let's take off and run. So we were able to move the ball and get down there and give Josh a chance to kick one and tie it up going in half.
How much was the win a factor? Because particularly in the first half, it looked like you were missing some short throws by, off target even more so than you should.
Yeah. It moved the ball a couple times, so I think just trying to figure it out and play the wind a little bit. But it's part of football. When you play outside, the weather's going to be a factor. It'll be a factor next week, I'm sure, in Pittsburgh. So it's not an excuse. It's something that both teams have to deal with and figure out. And, that stuff's it's going to happen, but you want to try and limit it as little as possible or figure it out as quick as you can.
Were you frustrated at all at halftime, just knowing not being, or did you just kind of let it roll off and say, hey,
Yeah.
let's go?
Yeah, I felt fine. I think kind of the the thought process of the offense was, we just played a bad half of football and we're able to come out of it tied 3-3. We hadn't turned the ball over. We didn't do a whole lot, as though we felt like we should have done. So I think to be able to come out of that first half 3-3, and then come out of the second half and get a couple plays going and then put a big drive together, I thought was big for momentum in our team.
Hey, Wake, did the atmosphere and the overall experience live up to your expectations?
It was incredible. Kind of talking to guys on the sidelines, there's not a lot of people, I think, outside of Mercedes that have ever seen the stadium like that. And, I think for us to run out of the tunnel and see all those people there, and, for the first time since I've been here, see, the tarps taken off of the upper deck and the corners, it was special. It was cool to be able to do this in front of, our home crowd in Jacksonville in our stadium. Everybody knows it hasn't been done in a long time, so it was really special to be able to give them that.
Did the late runs in the second quarter, did that sort of dictate how you attacked them in the second half?
I think a little bit. I think it was part of it. I think it was something that we kind of saw and, thought we could take advantage of or, amp up in the game plan with some of the zone read stuff. So I thought Nate did a good job of figuring that out and calling some of that stuff. So I was definitely part of it.
Blake, within a week's span, your alma mater wins the Peach Bowl.
National champs.
This week you get your playoff win. What's the feeling of doing that in Florida with your alma mater?
Right. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's always kind of been special for me to be able to play in Jacksonville and be so close to home, and where I grew up and where I played. And then obviously the year they had this year, being able to watch that. I got a chance to go down for a game earlier, but they were incredible. Scott Frost and McKenzie, and that offense was electric and fun to watch. So it was really cool. I guess to kind of combine those things within a 2-hour drive is pretty special.
Did you think about Milton at all when you were running? I think you ran like 2 up the gut for about 32 yards in the first half, and Milton had kind of the same thing where the pass wasn't going, but he was using his legs.
Yeah. He's probably a little more athletic than I am, a little more agile. But I think that's something that maybe we have in common is being able to run, and if things aren't working, being able to take off and create some things down the field.
Like, do you feel like maybe UCF season might help change the narrative and the discussion about how the college football playoffs can change, or do you think it might help change the format to give guys like UCF a chance?
I have no idea. As a UCF alum, I'm always rooting for them. I think they always deserve a shot, whether they do or not. I have no idea. There's a lot of people that are in charge of making those decisions and setting all that straight. But they're national champs in my book.
Last one. Good.
Thanks.